Hi friends, it's me, host Eric. I'm here in room 2, and I'm engaged in my nightly musings. Tonight's musings are about the differing relationships between individuals. One thing that we, as a species, have within us naturally, biologically, is it's jealousy, and it's also the desire to have sex. So you've got conflicting values there, right? Or conflicting forces within us. We want to control our significant other's relationships with other third parties in ways that we don't really do with any non-family members. So if I'm in a relationship and my wife is off to go do blah 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 blah, I don't want to have to worry about it. I don't have to think, well, is she gonna get accosted by some man who tries to say, like, hey, want to go back to my place? And then she's just like, well, okay, I guess. Hey, do I have to worry about that? Yeah, that's a concern. So if I'm in a relationship, I want to make sure that I have exclusive access to the body of my significant other. It works both directions. The woman wants that exclusive access to my body. So in that context, you're in what's known as a monogamous relationship. And those are agreements between two people. But they're not agreements between two people, either of the two people, and third parties. And there's a reality limiting thing that says people can enter into relationships with multiple people. So, and they can be different kind of relationships. I might have a friendship with somebody. I might have a sexual friendship with somebody. I might have an affair where I'm trying to tell somebody to leave their wife or something. I might have a pursuit of somebody who's single and try to lock that down. And there's a generally considered polite and in good form not to go after married people or whatever. I certainly wouldn't want to go after married people as a general rule or anything. I respect other people's relationships and the sanctity thereof. But I also understand that many, many people are in relationships they ought not be in, probably. And just as I was in a relationship I ought not to have been in for a long time. Now, granted, my relationship ended, well, it ended fairly. There was no sneaky shit to end it. But that's not always possible. And even when it is always possible, even where it is possible, well, it's very much a metaphysical decision that we enter into when we choose to be in a relationship. And the decision that we're making is, I value the status of off the market more than I value the status of on the market. That's a fundamental choice. A lot of people mistake their motivations for feelings-based things. Even feelers, though, have the same fundamental motivation. Whether they want to acknowledge it or not, I'm not sure. But the fundamental motivation for being in a relationship is I prefer the status of being off the market to the status of being on the market. Now, there's nothing saying inherently that two people in a relationship wouldn't mostly have sex with each other and then periodically as they go through the day sometimes have sex with somebody else. Just like somebody might have lunch with somebody else. Well, mostly we go out to lunch with my significant other, but today I went out to lunch with Bob because he said, hey, you want to go to lunch? It's theoretically possible that the species could think about sex like that. But we don't. And the reasons are biological. It's driven by reproductive concerns, even though most of the time, most of us don't have sex that has any chance of reproducing anybody, you know? People don't have a lot of baby-making sex. They have a lot of not baby-making sex. So, the question then becomes, what does one gain from monogamy? The answer is not to have to compete on that vector. That's an important one, right? And you're saying, I don't want to have to compete on that vector. I don't want to have to it's an agreement to value one another in certain ways. To value one another's comfort level over one's inclinations in the moment. It requires, though, I think, to do it well, to have a clear understanding of what the long-term vision is, and to be honest with oneself about the compatibility of the long-term visions. If the long-term visions are compatible, and I don't know. I don't want to give advice to other people regarding their relationships. I don't have any particular opinion about their relationship. Only two people in a relationship who know anything about that relationship are the two people involved. That's true for each relationship, regardless of whether it's sexual or not. The only two people who really understand the relationship between those two people are those two people. I know what I want in a relationship eventually. But I know what it will make me feel like, for sure. Lock the shit down. I'd like to feel a deep and exclusive connection. Now, here's the thing. It's that exclusive part that gets people. Everyone wants to feel special. If you sleep with a bunch of people, then the people you're sleeping with aren't special anymore, right? Well, of course they are. Of course they're special. I'm not going to sleep with somebody whom I don't like. But I think there's room in the world for friends who have sex with each other. And that the world's a better place when men and women exist both as metaphysical and physical beings in every sense of the word with each other. There's no reason to deny animal realities. There is a reason to follow through on one's commitments. There's a reason to not cheat. There's a reason to be faithful. There are reasons also to cheat and to be unfaithful. And people who get cheated on don't like it. I got cheated on. I don't like those reasons at all. The real reasons were this relationship is garbage, you should get out of it. So she cheated. And or vice versa, it doesn't matter. It's so disruptive metaphysically to an individual who's been cheated upon. It's extraordinarily disruptive. Get your identity tied in with the other person. You're functioning as a partnership. Your purported right hand partner, better half, yada yada yada, has been sleeping with the enemy. And they've chosen someone else over you. And it's unavoidably framed like that. But it's not actually like that. It's more like, oh, that's right. We're both individual people. Nothing's permanent. The answer is more people, not fewer. Not dreams of a permanence that evades the human species because we are mortal and because we are changing, growing people, evolving. Our old models of a lifelong marriage, our old models of staying in one company for our whole life and getting a pension, all that shit's fucking out the window. Women are chattel, and there can be something purely good about a man and a woman hanging out and then having sex. It's warm, it's fun, we're celebrating each other as individuals. I'm stuck with my little conundrum here of reality, which is, I know when I get into a relationship, there will be no strain on either party's part. Any strain on the other party's part will be resulting in immediate excommunication. Complete, ruthless, absolute excommunication. And yet here I am saying there's nothing wrong with being a human. And they're both true. It's part of being human is you need to lock your own shit down. Part of being human is make sure your shit's tied down properly or you might get dislodged because she's human and other men are human too. Tend to your own business as well. Make sure you're not getting too friendly with Julie over there at the receptionist desk, you know? If you're married. Well, what if she's married? Well, she knows if she's married and she's married to the right person and it's right for her to be married, then she won't stray. And if she does, then it's not my problem. I don't have any commitment with her. That's just her way of determining that her marriage is not fit for retaining. Regardless, it doesn't sully the nature of my moment with that individual, and it doesn't make it such that person is less special or something to me. It makes it that they're more special. They and I have shared a special moment together. You know, I'm not. Fuck yeah, fuck those bitches. It's not my attitude at all. It's, I love the fact that I get to have more complete relationships with some people than I otherwise would. That's my nightly musings. And if I don't get to have a more complete relationship with you, that's fine too. Look, I mean, there's a simple, straightforward business at hand, which is not wasting much time getting to the chase. You know, like, are you down or what? You know, and I handle rejection really well, so it doesn't even. I literally am not thinking about it 5 minutes later. So, have a good evening. I'm super tired again because I still haven't really caught up on sleep all day. I did get a good amount of sleep today. I just took a small amount of speed today, so I'm tired again. I'm going to go out to dinner, and then I think I'm going to go to bed. It's 9 p.m. right now. It's Friday at 9. I could go to... I don't know, I'll ride around on my bike, I guess, and see what I see. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. Rock and roll with me if you please. I live here in Tiffany City, home of ants and home of bees. I'm not going to dinner tonight. It's Friday night and it's loud and light. But I might change my mind. I might end up at Denny's tonight. You never know what I will go when I say where I'm going. So don't take my words to mean much of anything. That's a good song. I'm pretty proud of that one. It came out pretty good.